young souls, and all my damn souls in between. Welcome back to another week of Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jessie Ellie. Hey! It's popping, guys. We got an amazing female artist in the studio today. Somebody who is an R&B pop singer up all the way from Maine down to the Boston area. Welcome to the show, Sydney the singer. What's poppin'?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here, truthfully.
We're so happy to have you. Oh, let me throw a yer for you.
Yer.
She loves the yer.
You know, me and my boyfriend do that to each other like all day long.
I love that. But what's going on with you? Thank you so much for taking the ride down here to come on today. How are you?
Yeah, literally anytime. As I was telling you before we started, like I would drive 10 hours for this, especially because it's super dope to do collaborations with women in the industry. So
yes,
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's so real. It's so rare. It's so special. Anyone listening in who's been like, why does Jessie Ellie have all these guys on her show? It's because it's a male-dominated industry, but now we're getting the females on here. So tune in. Truth. And we're going to get into it today. So.
Yeah.
But Sydney, do you mind letting people know, like, actually, you know, who are you? I know you're from Maine, but where? And you know, what do you do for singing? What do you categorize yourself as?
Sure. So I'm Sydney the singer. I'm a pop R&B fusion artist, singer-songwriter. I'm from Richmond, Maine originally, which is like super small town, rural Maine, you know, graduating class of 30 people, small. And then after I graduated high school, I went to like the greater Portland area, and that's when I started making music professionally and like doing shows and meeting people down there. And
so is that like, how many years ago would you say that you had actually gotten into singing, or have you been singing like your whole life?
Yes. So as far as like singing and songwriting, I've been doing that basically since I could make noise. I wrote my first song at 4. It had only one real word. It was just like noises.
Oh my gosh! But you had a flow to it or something.
Oh yeah. The one real word was tuna. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. My first performance, I was 5. I sang at my babysitter's wedding.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, my mom's a singer.
Did you say 5 years old?
Yeah.
You were singing at a wedding?
Yeah.
That's so fire.
That's fire.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. But as far as like being Sydney the singer, I would say I started my professional music career in 2018 under the guidance of Deepak. And I don't know if you're familiar with them. They are a VMA winning group, based out of like New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. Can you shout them out one more time?
Yeah, Deepak.
Hey.
Yeah, they're super cool. Shout out Mikey. Shout out B-Rock. They're super dope. They contacted me on Instagram and they were like, hey, we think you're cool. You want to like be on our album? And I was like, I've never done that, but yeah,
like I'm here for it.
Yeah. And then one feature turned into like 5, and then we did a bunch of shows together. We like opened up for DJ Pauly D together in Virginia Beach.
No way.
Yeah, it was fucking cool.
Like Jersey Shore Pauly D.
Jersey Shore Pauly D. Yeah, that set the bar super high too, because that was actually my first like professional performance as Sydney the singer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a huge like mark to live up to, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was really cool.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
awesome.
Yeah, since Deepak, I've just kind of been doing my own thing, but I really appreciate their guidance.
Yeah, that's dope. Here, let me pass this over.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
And you know, we're talking about females in the industry and anyone in the industry, specifically in the music industry, it's very hard, you know, when you're first starting, whether you're going to branch out as an independent artist or if you're going to try to get signed, if you're looking for a record label, or what your intention is like off the bat when you're starting off. Being like a young female singer, did you feel like, oh, you need to be signed, or you're trying to look for something so that you can get recognition? Or were you always kind of like more into being an independent artist?
I think like how I thought about that has evolved as time has went on. I think immediately when I was like fresh meat in the game, I was like, I need to get signed, because like that's the only way that you're going to be successful. But the more I learn and the more I experience the industry, like if especially in today's day and age, if you're at the point where a label is going to sign you, you're at the point where you would never need them anyways. Yeah.
I love that.
They want you to have hundreds of thousands of streams, millions of streams, hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, you can sell out stadiums without their influence.
Right.
So, like, if you're already at that point, like, why would you ever need a label?
Exactly.
So I think, like, that's where I'm at now. So just trying to do it all on my own. The only difference is, like, being an independent artist, you don't have the funding that a label would give you.
Right. So it's like money is pretty much the only difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. In there, I guess some people could say like the marketing of it, but the truth of the matter is with social media nowadays, we really do have it in our hands that we can become our own marketing team. Does it take more time? Yes. Does it take more effort and energy?
Yeah.
Yes. But we do still have those tools on the tips of our fingers, which is nice in today's day and age, opposed to like if you're trying to drop something in the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you're really starting like from scratch.
And like remaining in creative control is super important to me. I don't think like if I were signed to a label and they were like, oh, cool, like look at your blonde hair and blue eyes and like whatever, like what maybe they'd want to make me a Taylor Swift or something. And like, that's not who I am. So like I would hate that. I would hate to be stripped of like my creative power.
Facts.
So,
and I think it's really dope that you even recognize that the industry does do that, because they do. They take people based on their image and they try to label them and put them into a box, even if that's not what their voice is or their soul is or what their interest is.
Yeah.
You know? Do you like feel like being a woman in the industry, being, you know, growing up as a singer, that people have tried to like do that to you already? Like label you and think that you're this or that type of girl or this or that type of singer?
Yeah, dude, every single day, especially coming from Maine. So like, I don't know how to describe Maine. It's the most northeastern state, but it's very much like country driven.
Yes.
It's all like rural. It's all like
trees.
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah. And we have one big city and the population is 70,000 people.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's that's a college in another town. You know what I mean? So, and obviously it's like the majority of the population is like white and all kinds of different factors that would make people want to try and put me into a box that is not R&B, which I understand. And like, you want to definitely give credit where credit is due, but I'm an R&B singer because I was raised on Black female vocalists like Mariah Carey, like Mary J. Blige and Toni Braxton. And that definitely shaped who I am regardless of where I'm from.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And that's beautiful too. Like, and that means everything, because it doesn't matter where you are raised, where you were born, what family you come from, or even what your skin tone is, or what color your hair is, or what color your eyes are. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. You can make yourself whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
as
for sure.
long as you're respectful. But like, you don't have to give into, like we just said, like the labels or the boxes to fit into something. You can make yourself fit, or you can make the pieces around you fit into you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many options, but you know, starting off, like when you're just coming up in the game, you kind of want to take like anything or everything that's given to you because you're just so willing. You're like, oh, I could use that. I could use that. But as you get older, you're like, you know what? That's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't fit with what I'm trying to put out in my music.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of the music that you actually have out, I want to shout out your EP that you just recently dropped in February called Sad Season. And y'all, is that not the truth? Is it not the sad season of Valentine's Day? Anyways.
You got it on my nails when I'm crying, wiping my tears.
But can you, you know, kind of tell us a little bit behind Sad Season, what that's about? And why you released that now, actually, out of, you know, this whole year.
Yeah, for sure. So I think, you know, where I'm from has shaped me a lot as a person, and specifically, like, our seasons. So in Maine, 6 months of the year is dark and cold. Vitamin D synthesis is a real thing.
Seasonal depression is a real thing.
And, like, being a person with like the passion and the drive I have, and whatever my circumstances are, you know what I mean? Winter is particularly hard for me.
Yeah.
But there's always like a beautiful creativity that I allow to flourish during that time. So like it's give and take.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm going to be sad, man, if it's going to be sad season, at least I'm going to get something from it. And I just wanted to harness that. So, you know, I wrote East Coast, West Coast, obviously about wanting to escape to the West Coast. Because Maine is brutal. It's brutal. Oh my God.
I mean, it's brutal in Boston, but like Maine, it's even more so. It's like if we get like four inches here, you guys again like 4 feet.
Literally.
In Maine. Like that's how drastic it is.
Yeah. And we're so used to it. Like nothing's ever canceled in Maine because of snow, because of sleet. Like you just gotta continue on with your life in the negative 20-degree weather and the black ice. And yeah, it's wild. And when you're in like a sad space, you think of other things in your life that have brought you pain.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So I obviously wrote Feels Like Rock Bottom about feeling like I'm in a place of rock bottom, especially as an independent artist. Yeah. And then Easy Way Out, it's not like relevant to the time I'm in right now in my life, but many moons ago before Sydney had like the love and respect that I do have for myself now, I was seeing this like total douchebag, and he was
so open. I love it.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I had this like terrible intrusive thought. I was just like minding my business the other day, or not even the other day, a few months ago. It was like November when I wrote the song. And I had this flashback of him and the situations he put me in. And he like just forced himself into my life and claimed to be this big baller. I kid you not, he was seeing like 7 other girls. And my girlfriends found him at the bars with a girl.
Oh, no.
This is like the craziest thing ever, right? My friends are like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, it's like, can we stop with this shit? Like 7 girls for real? That's like dramatic as hell.
It's dramatic. Okay, mommy issues, right? But they go up to him. They're like, yo, where is Sydney? What are you doing? The poor girl. She goes, what do you mean I am Sydney? Her name was Sydney.
Her name was Sydney? He had 2 Sydneys? Yo, I had never heard nothing like this in my life. This dude had 2 girls with the same name.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
what?
I just like...
Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh because I'm sorry you went through that, but that is very like
no, laugh away.
Humorous.
It's comical. Honestly, his time management skills, I'm like low-key impressed. You did your thing with that. Like, good on you, man, whatever.
Right.
But at the time, I was just like, there was a lot of shit happening in my life. Before I saw that guy, I was actually in like a pretty abusive relationship. So going from being abused to like just being cheated on all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's a different form of abuse. You know what I'm saying? So it's,
Right. It felt okay.
Exactly.
So I was like, whatever, when I'm with you, it feels good. And like, as long as you don't talk about it, I can believe the lie that it's not happening. I'll just take the easy way out.
Exactly.
So,
and thank you so much for describing that, because I was actually going to get into that, but I relate about that song so much. Like being able to take the easy way out, it's like when you have to deny yourself. Like once you know something, you can't unknow it, right? But you can pretend like you don't know it.
Yeah.
Like you know that somebody is not being good to you. You know they're not being genuine. You know they're not an honest person.
Yeah.
But you know it will be harder for you to give it up than it would to just accept it and keep going along with it. But the funny thing is, guys, and anybody listening in who's ever been in like a negative relationship or situation, you'll know that the longer you drag it on, it makes it that much harder. You know what I'm saying? And it gets deeper and it gets deeper and it gets more complicated. So it's like, if you feel like you're in that situation and you want to take the easy way out and stay, I suggest, and I'm sure Sydney could suggest too, take the hard way out. Take the longer road.
The one that seems harder is actually the easy way out, because you're going to have way less trauma long term. You're going to be able to love yourself sooner. Just like get the fuck out. Like don't give your time and energy to people who don't respect you, because it's never ever worth it. Never worth it.
Exactly. And you know, in that song specifically, like it's very powerful, like a mix of like R&B, like and is this the one where we had a female feature?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you shout out your female feature on that song?
Sarah Violet. Oh my God. So she's actually one of my really good friends. She's a Maine legend. Please look up her music. She actually just like re-released her whole discography under Sarah Violet. Go look her up. support her. Just an amazing, genuine human being. And yeah, I just like sent her the song and she was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's write to this. Like instantly within 5 minutes sent me her verse. I was like, okay, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, she's so dope. Look up Sarah Violet.
And it's kind
Shout
of
out Sarah
like a little
Violet.
hip hop verse, right? Like a little like, yeah.
Yeah, she's a rapper. She's really
rap
cool.
verse, yeah. Yeah, so it's really dope because you don't expect it either because
Yeah.
it goes straight from the R&B vibe
Yeah.
and then into that verse. And like what she reminded me of and you guys' mix, like a lot of my influences for writing growing up was like Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill. So like when I heard that song, it was like a mix of those women for me.
Cool.
In this weird way where I was just like, yo, this is like old school shit that I have been missing in female music. Like there's nothing real anymore. It's about like, oh, how I look or how much money I got, or how many bags I'm spending, my Louis Vuitton. Like I want to hear about that all the time because I can't relate. You feel me? You're
Totally
relatable.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And like, I don't want to shit on people who make that music.
No, me neither.
No, and I know you're not, but like, there is who was telling me this? Or maybe I was like watching something, but there's a difference between like content that means something and content that's entertainment.
Facts.
And we cannot blame these women for making content that's entertainment because that's the way that they're getting ahead and that's the way that they're getting paid and that's the way society has taught these women to succeed. Like they're doing what they can to get their bag, and once they get to a point where they have the attention, where they have the influence that they can maybe come out and, you know, finally make music that's true to themselves, then like we got to be there for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, I appreciate you for saying that and putting your opinion out there because I think a lot of the women listening in and even myself, like we have to realize there's a lot of competition of women versus women. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And women versus themselves, you know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, we're never good enough. We're never enough.
Yeah.
We're always trying to one up and become this and be that. And it's like, instead of just being you know what I'm saying? And trying to genuinely figure that out because we come from a society where that's what's been implemented on women growing up. And
yeah,
go ahead. Take it away.
Dude, we're taught to hate every single aspect of ourselves. So like when you finally see your true self, you're like, oh, fuck, I don't like any of that.
Yep.
You probably actually do. You just feel like you can't because that's not what's in society's eye right now. Like,
right.
I don't know. I don't have a BBL. Like,
right.
I don't have all kinds of things. And sometimes I get really down on myself. I'm like, oh, maybe my music would be more successful if like my appearance was different. But that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. And the fact that society and specifically the music industry puts these pressures on women is like fucking terrible.
100%.
I hate it. But like, unfortunately it is what it is. And we kind of got to do what we got to do to succeed. And like, I'm making those sacrifices. Like I can't go out and be like the sexy baddie. I mean, I can when I want to, but that's not going to be everything you see of me because I'm not a one-dimensional being.
Exactly.
And like I can't allow myself to be that. And if that doesn't get me streams, if that like takes away from streams, like I'm fucking cool with that.
Exactly.
I want people to relate to me because of what's inside me. Like if people think I'm sexy, hey, thank you. That's great.
Like that's a plus on top of it.
I
10
appreciate
points.
it. I appreciate it. But I hate that we've been trained to value women and what they make off of how they look.
Right. Yeah. And it's only like, oh, I'm going to check out her music because I like what she's wearing in this music video or because of this or that. It's like, why don't we ever give the true talent a chance to shine through?
Right.
And I feel like, you know, there's such a balance because as women, we want to portray ourselves in a way where it's like we can follow our dreams and our passions, but those passions and dreams already come with preconceived notions. Do you know what I'm saying? So like for, like you said, I didn't even think about that in my head. Oh, because you're blonde and blue-eyed and you're from Maine, people would automatically correlate it to Taylor Swift.
Oh, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like something like that, it's already genre. Yeah. Like it's sexualizing you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's sexualizing you to be, like a dumb country blonde or like a cute country blonde or whatever. When it's like, you don't even fit into any of those boxes, you know? Like,
And it's strictly based on appearances. And I'm sorry, I'm going to backtrack a little bit.
Please.
because I feel like I'm just running off the top here. And like, if people are making those choices to do body modifications or anything because it fuels their soul and it makes them feel beautiful, I'm 100% for it. But I hate that the music industry sometimes forces that and takes the decision away from women. I just wanted to make sure that was clear because I'm never, ever shitting on whatever decision a woman makes based on what she wants.
Right.
Like,
but it's more like if you were to get signed to a label and the label was like, you know what, if we gave you money to get your butt done,
literally,
like I think that would be good for your
we can
overall
sell you
sense
more.
of self. Like,
Yeah,
we can put you on this commercial, we can do this marketing with you. But if you don't do that, then you're probably gonna fall to the side.
We're gonna shelf you.
That's the shit that we're talking about. When it's society demanding you to make yourself change just to make money. Do you know what I mean? Or to make a label. But the thing is, what is an artist? What is a musician? Somebody who has a voice, right? Somebody who has a passion or something to say. And it's like, if you take away that sense of freedom, like you're taking all of it away. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. Like you can't take one without the other. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I feel like same thing you said. If you're making the decision for yourself, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but there's just too much pressure and like, you know, not trying to make it like a male or a female thing, but that pressure is not predominantly put on a male population of artists. Like they aren't
100%.
They aren't expected to lose weight. Like how many like artists, hip hop, R&B, rappers, whatever, they're overweight or they're whatever. Like they're not exactly what you would expect. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's not that that pressure, I feel like, as much as there is on the female culture of musicians.
100%. The bar is set much lower for men in the industry, and it's always been that way.
Yes.
You don't have to be handsome. You don't have to be fit. You can literally talk about whatever the fuck you want. Your songs can all sound the same as long as they sound like a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a woman, like, you have to be multi-talented. You have to be beautiful.
Right.
You have to have sex appeal, whatever your body looks. Literally none.
You need to be a movie star.
Can you think of a major label artist? I'm not talking about independent artists where they have like total creative control, but like Billboard top 10 female artists that like maybe aren't a 10 out of 10. Because they all are, and that's the standard. And like, that's amazing. I'm so glad that these women are showcased. Yeah. But women who might not be the beauty standard are automatically disqualified in the game.
Facts. And, you know, can I just give a quick example? Yeah. And like, I think we can both agree she's an amazingly talented singer, Adele. Yep. Adele is gorgeous. She's beautiful. Before she lost weight, after she lost weight, she's just gorgeous. But the thing is, after Adele lost weight, how many articles did you read? How many news things came out talking about, oh my gosh, Adele, look at how great she looks, and look at this new Adele, and this and that, and all these blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody was ever talking about how beautiful she was before, right? It was just her voice, pure talent, which is amazing that she made it as a heavyset woman in the industry. But I feel like coming into the industry as a heavyset woman, having the money, the ability, and being surrounded by people who look perfect, that even would play into like, you know what, maybe I should try a weight loss surgery. And like, in the fact that if she chose to do herself, awesome. But it's just like, for the sake of like the media's coverage on it, it was very, you know, not covered at all when she first came up. No talk about her physical appearance. And then as soon as she loses weight, every article is about her physical appearance, not her voice. So you know what I'm saying? There's just that split dynamic where it's like, come on guys, like give us a fucking break. Can we just be humans?
No, for real. And like, did anyone ever consider that maybe the reason Adele lost all this weight is because she's literally going through like a traumatic divorce where like her assets are being ripped away from her, like her voice is being stripped from her, like so much shit is happening like besides her body changing. I don't know.
Yeah. So many dynamics within all of that, but enough of that.
You know, sorry, I got really deep.
No, but it actually plays into your music because the truth is, like in one of the videos that you put out recently, I think it was either last year or within the last like 8 months, Stationary.
Yes, September.
September. Okay, perfect. So September of 2021.
Yeah.
So Stationary is this dope video, and it's Sydney and all these like beautiful, different, diverse, versatile women. And I don't know, like, I'm just going to say how I felt about it. I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah.
But like when I first watched the video, it's like all the women were like statues. Like everyone was staying there and they were like, there was a bed there and Sydney was on the bed and everyone looked so pretty, but it's almost like they were just like very still, like statuesque. And like as the song went on, like just more movement and more like free flowing and passion. I felt like they like broke out of that like the stationary like vision of what people think women are supposed to be. Oh, they're just supposed to sit there and look pretty and be something you can admire and look at like a statue. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But as you watch it, like they all have their own sense of self, which is kind of, that's just what I got. So
wow, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. Good job. Yeah, that was like totally my vision. I'm just actually so blessed that I am surrounded by baddies. Like those are all like my good friends.
Dude, they're gorgeous.
Stunning, right?
Yes, amazing.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That is. I met them, the majority of them in dance class.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all fucking cool. And I'm glad you brought that video up because like obviously that song and that video is very sexy.
Yeah. Oh, and I should have mentioned, like, they're all wearing very, like, like lingerie. And, like, they all look so beautiful.
Thank
like,
you.
yeah. Go ahead, though.
Yeah. And I wanted it to be less about, like, women are sexy because obviously people know that.
Right.
And it's more that, like, sexuality is a divine experience for each individual. And that, like, thank you. We shouldn't be shamed for our sexuality or embracing our sexuality, and we shouldn't be targeted by our sexuality as in like, oh, like they're a sexual being, that's all they're allowed to be. That's why I wanted to put that quote by Beyonce in the beginning, because like for men you can literally be anything. You can be a fucking caregiver, you can be a great dad, you can be an athlete, and then you can also be sexy. But with women, it's much harder for people to see you past being sexy.
Right.
And like what they want to get from you from your sexiness.
Exactly.
So I'm glad you got that.
Yes.
Yeah,
and you really portrayed that well. And I just want to say too, like if you guys have not seen, Sydney's music videos, all of them have like a really cool story behind it. I felt like, and I'm sure there's going to be many more amazing ones to come.
Thank you so much.
But I really do like fuck with the visuals that you got going on. So
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me. Thank you.
And so on that EP that you put out, one of the songs that you had mentioned, ECWC, so East Coast, West Coast. Yeah. Such a flow, like such a vibe. Like I feel like I could be like driving with my windows down, like listening to that one, like smoking a little something.
Yeah, exactly.
You already know.
Do that, please. Yeah.
Is it like within your passion or your purpose that you like in yourself want to take your career to the West Coast? Is that like why you're West Coast dreaming? Or is it just more internally like the freedom the West Coast gives you over there, you like it, but you're still like a homebody Maine girl?
That is such a good question. Oh my God. So when I first started like chasing this dream and I was like, yeah, I'm going to actually like go record music and like be a singer. I felt like I had to go to New York. I had to go to Atlanta. I had to go to some big ass city. I had to go to LA because that's the only place that dreams can come true. And when I did go to those places, I got this amazing energy and I always come back like really inspired. Yeah. But I think it's important to stick to our roots and to like put places on and put people on, put our cities on for us. So, thank you.
I had to drop one.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. So it's really important to me that, and it's a challenge for me to do this while being in Maine.
Facts. And that's the thing too, because I mean, it's like actually geographically, like you're further away from Boston, because you're like, what, 3 hours from Boston? Yeah. But it's still like, would you consider Boston like your home? Like, do you consider like this a music home for you? Do you travel down here to do your music?
I travel down here a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I record in Boston a lot with International Show. Shout out Show. He's amazing. Like top quality production and engineering. But I also do a lot of recording in Maine, and sometimes I'll record in my bedroom. Like it really just depends on the situation. But I would definitely consider like New England, like where my music started and where I want it to flourish first.
Right. And that's amazing. Like, sorry to cut you off, but
No. Oh my God. No, you're good.
like
Yeah.
putting your hometown on, like putting your city on, like that's exactly how I feel. And like a lot of the artists that I've had on felt similar to you. And we've talked about, and it's like, we feel like when you want to go make a name for yourself, you have to leave Boston. You have to leave your city. Well, guess what? We're putting a fucking name to Boston.
Yeah.
I'm staying in Boston. Sydney's staying in Boston. We're going to make it happen. Like, you don't have to leave where you're from. The thing is that we preconceive that notion, so people keep leaving, and then they can't build something, you know? So it's like, it's being true to your roots and sticking with the people who were there for you from the start of it. You know what I'm saying? That's genuine. So I appreciate you know, shouting out the North Shore, shouting out Boston, shouting out Maine, because
Absolutely.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's like, we can't keep sending our talent, shipping talented, down to earth people to other places and let other like records pick them up and tear them apart. Like, nah.
Yeah, and it's just like not necessary at this point.
No.
We literally have the entire world at our fingertips. Like, I can pick this up and I can put my music in Russia.
Right.
Like, I can put it literally any fucking where. I can put it in the North Pole.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I don't have to leave my room.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with Spose.
I'm not. No, put me on.
So he's like the main artist.
Okay.
Like, one
Rapper, singer, R&B?
he's a rapper. So he was originally like, he's gonna be upset that I'm talking about this song, but his song,
shout out Spose. Don't be
out
upset.
Spose.
Don't be upset.
you know that song, I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. Don't lie. It got picked up by like Universal.
That sounds super familiar.
Yeah, it was huge. It's like a platinum record.
Okay, got you.
And it was meant to like create traction, and it totally did that. And a lot of people know him for that, but he's actually so much more than that. He's not just like a comedic rapper. His stuff has sustenance.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to put that catchy shit out there. Like, kind of like clickbait, and then you can throw the like conscious content at them after.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. And Spose is a really good example of like staying in Maine. He blew up and he stayed in Maine.
Yep.
You know, he'll leave for tour and do all that shit, but he'll come right back to Maine.
Yeah.
Like, his family's in Maine. Like, yeah. So
that's what we're trying to do over here.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And you know, I know we talked about some of your like female inspirations growing up. Did you have like one certain one that you like looked up to or would listen to the most, or any of your favorite inspirations that inspired you to keep singing as you were growing up?
Yes, growing up and to this day. And she's from Massachusetts. Are you familiar with JoJo?
Wait, are you a JoJo fan?
The biggest.
No!
The biggest. I love JoJo.
If you guys don't remember JoJo, you're too young to be watching this show.
For real. But the thing is, like,
Just
she's
kidding.
still making music, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
yeah.
I heard her on the radio actually last week. Oh my gosh. It was one of her hit songs when she came out. I can't even remember. I'm going to butcher if I try to sing right now, so I'm not going to do it because I'm not a singer. But it was one of her hit songs I haven't heard for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, JoJo's like making her comeback.
Yeah.
But I guess she never left. I just didn't know.
Yeah. So I'm not like super versed on her story, but my understanding of it is like, she had troubles with her label, and essentially they shelved her for like 10 years. Like, they owned all of her music.
That's why she like disappeared off the face of the earth for a little bit.
And they like didn't allow her to put out music, and they owned all of her previous shit. So she had to like fight and get her masters for her music. So in 2018, she re-released all of her previous albums. She re-recorded them, re-released them, and has put out like 2 or 3 albums since then.
See, and that just shows that the industry isn't perfect, and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to do what's good for you.
Exactly.
And know who you are truly as an artist. Like, can't follow anyone's rules except your own.
Yeah. And sometimes it takes a while to figure out who you are as an artist, and like, that's okay. And it's okay to get guidance from other people, and you should get guidance from other people, but exactly, like, trust your gut and trust your instincts and stay true to you.
And I feel like, you know, art is free flowing. Like, you could be, you know, this is something I want to bring up. Like, you talk about Sid and then like Sydney the singer. Like,
oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're two different people. It's like, we're always evolving, progressing, growing. Like, the singer you are today is not going to be the singer you are in 10 years or 3 years or whatever. Like, your sound could change, your perspective could change. You could hear a new artist and it could inspire you.
Yep.
And you know, like I said, you refer, and it's actually in a funny TikTok video you recently put out, but like you're like, you know, Sid when you're just Sid, and then when you have to become Sydney the singer.
Literally, yeah,
What's
two
the
different
difference
people.
between those people to you?
So I think Sydney the singer. So do you remember when Beyonce put out that album and it was entitled like I Am Sasha Fierce?
Yes.
And like when Beyonce goes out and does her shows and does her performances, like she takes on the persona of Sasha Fierce to be everything you need to be a superstar.
Right.
And that's Sydney the singer to me. Like she always looks dope.
Yes.
Like her fashion sense is always on point.
Yep.
Like she's always ready to go. Like I have on my keychain, I have my flash drive with my set list ready to go at any opportunity. Like,
Yo!
I'm ready. Sydney the singer is ready. Stop. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, that was dope.
No, thank you. Sid, you know, she has a cat. She has a boyfriend. She likes to watch Netflix and chill. I love Chinese food. Yeah, so they can also be the same person though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
they
Sydney the
intermingle.
singer is like a star.
Feel that.
Sydney is just like
But you embody both of them.
have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the most beautiful thing about an artist, because it's funny, like my family, when they started seeing my podcast, they kept saying, oh, who's this Jessie? Is this the new Jessie? And I was like, it's not the new Jessie. She's always
No,
been here.
exactly.
I was like, I just didn't have the platform to put her out, or where she was supposed to be. You know, I was just Jessie. Now I'm Jessie Ellie. You know what I'm saying? Here, this is who I really always was meant to be or represent. But
Absolutely.
it's funny when people who even know you see that side of you and they're like, who is this part? Like, what are you? I've never even like got to know the side. But you know, that's the most beautiful thing about being an artist. You can switch that whenever you want.
Yeah.
You can be whoever you want, and you can make like, I feel like some people will call it bipolar, but it's like in a good way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can embody different aspects of characters of like, if you want to be romantic, if you want to be a bad bitch that day, if you want to try to rap and then you want to try to do some R&B at the same damn time, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you take a seed and you put it in the ground and you don't water it, it's not going to grow. But if you water it, it grows. It's still the fucking seed though.
Exactly. And it's always been that seed.
It's always been the seed. Yeah.
It just need a little love.
Even if it's a flower now.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and you yourself, like, I'm sure at one point you were a small Sydney seed that was
my
being
God.
planted in the ground, and you
Yeah.
had to, you know, grow to what you are today. And I'm assuming that, like, whatever had happened in between there, was there any points or times that you felt like, you know, any negativity, depression, or anything, judgment played into you being able to push forward or to make this music?
Yeah. Oh my God. So full transparency, like I feel like 2021 especially was a year of lessons and a year of growth for me. A lot of things have happened for me. And I feel like I'm on a spiritual journey, and I'm just every single day trying to be the best version of myself, and that includes Sydney the singer. You know what I mean? I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to love myself. I'm trying to love others. I'm trying to forgive. There's so much shit, and I feel like, you know, even 3 years ago, I was jaded. I was bitter, and all these things that I had to. That was a me problem.
Same girl, preach.
That was
I was
me
right there with
problem.
you.
Yeah, and you have to do the work.
Yeah.
And that takes some pain. Takes a lot of evolution, but self-reflection, all the things. And people have fucked me over. Like people owe me money for music. Like cut me a check. I'm not even joking. I have it right in writing.
You're like, you know who you are.
You know who you
I
are.
won't mention names.
You owe me 10% of that song. No, for real. Yeah, there's been a lot of shit, but like at the end of the day, if you just hold on to it, it's not going to do anything for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This book, The Celestine Prophecy, we're both reading that. Yeah.
One of my favorite books.
It's really fucking cool,
Literally.
right? I have a book recommendation for you if you haven't read it. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra.
Whoa, have not read it. And I'm going to now.
I read it because JoJo posted it on her page.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I highly recommend. And it's just like, you're going to read it and you're going to be like, I know how to do that. Mm-hmm. But it's so simple that we don't take advantage of doing the small things every single day that could impact our happiness.
Right.
So yeah, read it again, then read it again.
Yes.
Read it a million times.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you know what, actually, just you saying that, like, the small things that impact your happiness. And that makes me think back to, like, thank you for being open and honest and transparent, because 2021 was a really, like, lesson year for me as well. Like, also being, you know, with everything going on with COVID and stuff, gave you more time to be inward and to see, like, who you are, what is your value, what do you respect about yourself, what don't you, what can you change? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that as well. Like, I was looking in the mirror like, okay, Jessie, you can blame others for everything you've gone through. You can blame others for how you're feeling, or you can look at yourself and say, what in you let these things happen? What in you can heal those things? Because the truth of the matter is, we all have trauma that we're healing from.
Every single person.
Every single one of us. Every soul. Doesn't matter how old you are, what shade your skin is, what color your hair is. We all have trauma that we are healing from. And that helps us be a better artist. Yeah. But not everyone can face their trauma. Yeah, so, you know, it's hard. So whether you're a man, a woman, female, young, old, whether you're listening in right now, like next year, whenever, just take time for yourself, because that's what's most important. Yeah. That's the only way we can, you know, get to the next step. Yeah. And get to the next level. So.
And the journey is never complete. Like once you dive into healing, and once you dive into being a more loving person, a more peaceful person, and all the things that you would want to get at in life to like reach your peak happiness, like it's never over.
Facts.
Like you start every single day. And just because you start doesn't mean you're not going to have bad days. Like
exactly.
I'm on my spiritual journey and I still wrote Feels Like Rock Bottom. And there's still undertones of bitterness. There's still undertones of anger.
Right.
And like that's fine, and those feelings are fine, and you should have those feelings, but you have to deal with them. It wouldn't be okay if I just lived in that feeling.
Exactly. Don't stay in the feeling, but do address the feeling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And make those changes. And like you said, like those little changes every day. Every day before I get out of my bed, before I check my phone, I try to check myself. I literally try to lay in bed and be like, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything I'm about to do. Thank you for the negative. Thank you for the positive. Thank you for letting me breathe. Like, and for real. Let's just make the best out of this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like before I check my phone. Did everyone hear that? Before I check my phone in the morning. Because what's the first thing you do when you wake up? You check your phone. Ugh. Just disconnect from that one step. Take that time to do that one thing different every day for months, and then check in with your mental and see how you're feeling. Yeah. It's those little changes that make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, Sydney, I just was wondering, this coming year, new year, 2023. Oh, did I say 2023? 2022, new you.
2023 as well.
I'm like, hold up, we a year ahead. Do you have anything in the works, anything besides this LP that you're dropping that you can share with us, or is it kind of hush-hush?
No. So like, I feel like I don't ever release music without already working on more music to release after it. It's a grind.
Always a grind.
Can't stop, won't stop. But so I think this year I need to communicate and translate my music via seasons, because seasons are very important for me. And I feel like they're ever evolving and ever changing, and especially the past year, and even currently, I'm just going through many different seasons right now. So I'm gonna continue on that trend. I don't know if you're familiar with like Miguel.
Yeah,
one of my favorites ever. So everything he released last year, it was like 4 different EPs, and it was all themed. It was like Art Dealer Chick 1 through 4.
Yes.
So I want to kind of go through the seasons like that, and just keep releasing.
Like
EPs.
sad season, happy season, like that type vibe.
Watering season, like
healing
like season of growth, all kinds of shit.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's a really cool concept.
Thank you.
Of course,
translate my work through that.
Yeah, you know, Sydney, being an old soul in the young world, and I don't know if you are or if you aren't. You seem pretty deep. You seem like you're very down to earth and very knowledgeable.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad you know. So. Not trying to hype you up, but that seems how you are. So. You know, I'm just wondering, like, from yourself, within your own perspective, as a female, as an artist in this industry, trying to come up, trying to make something of yourself, what do you feel like it means to be an old soul in a young world? Even if you're not an old soul in a young world, just like, what do you get from that?
So I was listening to your other episodes and I was preparing for this question.
Oh, she cheated! Oh, you're a cheater!
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to prepare.
No, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
And it's a really hard question.
It is.
So I think, when you meet someone who you find is an old soul, we normally associate that with like being really calm and really knowledgeable and really loving and having great advice and having lots of wisdom. Mm-hmm. And I think when you take that image and you throw it into a young world, the young world, like what's happening in our young world right now, like everything is very
chaotic.
It's very chaotic. It's very superficial. It's very destructive. And I think being an old soul in a young world would just be someone seeing what's happening and still treating everyone with love and respect and handling themselves with grace and just like waiting for the world to catch up and like love each other.
Hey.
Yeah. So I think that's what being an old soul in a young world would be.
I agree with that. And that's, that's so honest and open. And it's true because, guys, there's always going to be chaotic stuff going around us. There's always going to be situations and things we can't control or people around us who will act away and we can't control how they act. Like we can only affect and be influenced and change ourselves. And that change of self can be an example for the people around us. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you coming together, collaborating as two female artists in Boston on the North Shore where women hate each other, where girls don't want to sit next to each other and be like, wow, you're so pretty, you're so talented, you're so awesome. That would be like the worst thing another female could ever do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that would break everything they've built up because we're taught that we sit here and we hate each other.
We're taught that.
We're competition and we should never get together. But look at us breaking that mold right fucking now, right here on the show.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if you experience that, like, just show those girls love anyways.
Yes. Like,
that's what they need.
Because what did we say? Everyone's going through trauma.
Absolutely.
Everyone's healing from something.
Yeah.
The girls that you don't know, maybe they're not expressing their emotions, but they still need the love and care that we both need too.
Yeah.
Or they still have the passions inside. Or a guy. It doesn't matter if it's a male, a female, anybody in between.
Yeah.
We're all going through shit and we can all be there for each other.
Absolutely.
So that's about all. And Sydney, I don't know if you want to give like any shout outs, any advice or anything to anyone listening in who has been hearing about your music, and if you can throw your plugs to them.
Yeah, sure. What do I say? Man, I feel like I prepared for this and now
you can never prepare to be on the spot though.
Now I don't know what the fuck to say. So I guess
throw your plugs.
Yeah. Follow me, Sydney_the singer on all social media. Please stream my shit. 1/17 of a penny per stream can add up if you stream it a few times. So
preach.
Please. I'm trying to take care of, my family. I'm trying to buy them houses, trying to take care of their debt and shit. Like, I actually haven't put this out there yet, but I think it's time to. My dad is battling stage 4 cancer right now, so I'm trying to take care of him. So, I'm not asking for shit for free. So go stream my music, and that helps me help him. I want to keep him around for a while. So, stay tuned. Be on the lookout for shit. Much appreciated. Much love. Just love each other. Just be nice. Don't judge shit. Yeah, go read 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And stream my shit. Yeah, thanks.
Sydney, thank you so much for, sharing that, how your personal details, for, being so open, honest, being such a cool, down-to-earth girl, and willing to just talk about, like, the struggle that makes you you. Because, guys, when you go check out her music, when you hear that fucking beautiful, angelic, high-pitched tone, and you see her, like, beautiful fucking body in her lingerie doing her dance moves and shit, you're going to be like, yo, is this the girl I just listened to in the podcast? Well, guess what? We all have different sides. We're all, there's all different layers to us as people. Just being a female is not the only layer. We're like onions, and you have to break it down. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Sydney, for breaking that down. What'd you say?
Don't put me in a box. I won't fit in it.
If there's not a better way to end the show, then I don't know what is. If there is a fucking box, don't put her in it. She's not gonna fit. If you're trying to fit me in one, sorry. Curves aren't going in there, girl. Yeah. But anyways, guys, make sure that you check out Sydney the Singer on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you can stream, download her music.
Thank you.
You know, take a moment out of your day, out of your time, and download that. Give her those 10 cents. Give her what she deserves, because she's an independent artist coming here from Maine, coming all the way to Boston, you know, just to chop it up, just to talk about her purpose. We hope that inspires you guys to do the same. It doesn't matter where you're at right now, what level you started at, you can always become better. Make sure you tune in again with me here next week on Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jessie Ellie.
Woo! Thanks for having me. Yeah. Appreciate it.